Jesus, boys, girls, in-betweeners, Red Gamut back here, and we're here to talk about a little thing called delay tech. Now, delay tech is a term, if you're not familiar with it. If you are familiar with it, obviously this video is not for you, but if you're not familiar with it, it's a term you've probably heard thrown around a lot. It's a term which people are very fond of. And maybe you know what it is, maybe you don't, maybe you just don't know how to do it, and that's what we're here to talk about, because delay tech is your best friend. It's the thing that you always want. It is your absolute best pal in the world until it becomes your worst enemy. And we're here to talk about that today. So how is delay tech really good and how is delay tech really bad? And the answer to that is very simple. In lower levels of ranked, you will find that delay tech is very, very good. If you're the kind of person who gets thrown a lot, if you're the kind of person who gets tick thrown a lot, so tick throws being where you do a hit and then do a throw. So if you do a jump in and then go for a throw, that's what's known as a tick throw. I don't know why it's tick specifically, but that's what it's called. So throws, tick throws, wake up throws, throw loops, all that good stuff. If you're the kind of person who gets really frustrated by this and you run to a person online who just techs every throw, who doesn't matter how much you change things up, doesn't matter how much you switch things around, every time you go for the throw, you don't get the throw like we did there, you get teched. And you're thinking to yourself, is this man psychic? Is this person a god? I think we've all been there at some point or another. I know I certainly have. And the answer to that is that no, they're not psychic, they just know how to delay tech. So, delay tech is a very simple, very easy to do technique. What it is that every time you get hit during a string, just after the hit finishes, you press throw. And I'll demonstrate that by doing some recording here with Juri. So, we'll set up Juri to do some recording. Recording settings. And let's start with recording slot 1. So she is just going to shimmy a little bit, then she's going to jump. Actually, that's probably not really good. Let's do something a little bit simpler. Let's just do 1, 2. Alright, so a little bit of wiggle here, and then bam, bam, bam. Alright, and that's it. That's the loop. Alright? So, and we'll set up a second one here as well, where same thing. She's going to jump in, and then go for a throw. Right? Very simple. So, let's try these out one at a time. Now, if we turn the first one on where she does not do a throw, she just does a string and it ends. Let's see what happens. Now, what I want you to do as well, if you look up in the left-hand side of the screen, you can see my inputs, right? So watch how many times I press throw during the string. I just press throw 3 times. And what do you notice about that? Every time I press throw, no throw comes out. No throw comes out. I'm getting a meme kick in there because my inputs are a little bit messy. But everyone there, I'm pressing throw and no throw is coming out. But watch what happens if we do string 2 instead. Yeah. Oh, we tacked. And I pressed throw twice. Oh, we tacked. Again, my inputs were a little bit messy there because it's late and I'm tired, but we'll try it one more time. I got hit and I still tacked. So there you go. That's how delay tech works. Now, to go into why it works isn't really that hard. Essentially what it is that when someone does a block string, and a block string being a string of attacks that has no gaps in it, you can press throw until the cows come home. You can just mash throw and nothing will come out because there is no gap for the throw to come out. So there is no downside when you're in the middle of a block string to mashing throw. Absolutely no downside because it just won't come out. You'll just be locked in block stun the whole time. But if someone goes for a tick throw, if they go for that juicy hit into throw, there has to be a gap there because you cannot grab someone while they're in block stun. You can't grab them while they're in hit stun either. So Either hit's done or block's done. Doesn't matter whether the first hit connects or not. There has to be a gap before you can do the throw. And that is where delay tech comes in. Because you've given your opponent a gap, the opponent can then hit grab just reflexively, and the grab will come out and tech. And that's how people are always teching you, if that is the situation that has occurred. That's how delay tech works. So you are now basically invincible to tick throws. You cannot be tick thrown at any point as long as you are delay teching, because that you will always tech so long as you have the correct timing for inputting the delay tech. Now it's called delay tech because you are delaying the input slightly. You're not mashing it as you get hit. You don't want to do it as you get hit because that's a little bit too soon. You want to wait a split second after the hit throw. So you're delaying your tech, delay tech. And that's how it works. And that's it. And that's great. That's all you need in life. Right? Now you can't be thrown. Ever. Ever. And that's fantastic. And that will take you so far in life. I'm telling you right now, if you have not discovered delay tech yet, and you actually learned how to use this technique, you will just marvel at your ability to never be thrown by anyone. And it will be great, and it will be beautiful, until you run into someone who knows how to bait delay tech. And that's where the real problems start. Because delay tech, by itself, is also a vulnerability. It is a strength and a vulnerability at the same time, which is kind of what makes it really beautiful. So I can demonstrate this by changing our other Juri here to being guard all. Right, and her recovery action, let's see, record guard recovery action. So let's record as guard recovery action. Slot 1 on. I don't want to set up, let's wake up actions. Guard recovery, there we go. Alright, so interval setting is 1, and we're going to start recording, and we're just going to mash grab. Good job, Juri, you didn't do shit. Try again. There we go. So now, even though Juri is guarding all, she will do a throw the first chance she gets. Watch. We didn't turn it on, so that probably helps. There we go. Right, so now Juri is controlled by the computer, but is still doing a guard tech or delay tech, sorry, every chance she gets. So now if we do our string from before, if we do the tick throw setup that we did before, she techs. So Juri is now successfully delay teching. Problem becomes when you know how to bait it. So if we do the same string but bait it, she is blocking everything we do, but the only time she's not blocking is when she's delay teching. So this is a little thing that you may have heard of called the shimmy. It was a term which, if I'm not mistaken, was coined by Gutex, because it was called the Gutex shimmy. And what shimmying is that when you believe your opponent is going to delay tech, you set up a situation which is very favorable for them to delay tech, like a jump in, and you walk backwards. You walk out of throw range. That's really all there is to it. And they whiff the throw. So, like I said, Juri is going to block every single thing we do. The only time that she is vulnerable is when she delay techs. A little bit late on that one. And you can just set up situations like this every single time. You can make it worse for her. If you get it right. One more time. I'll get this eventually. There we go. It's late, I'm tired. So there are big punishes for delay tech. So if your opponent is a person who does do delay tech, and you want to beat it, you gotta learn how to shimmy, baby. And shimmy can be something as simple as just doing a walk-in, walk-out grab. So you can do this. If you just really want to grab, and you know they're going to delay tech, you just grab them out of the recovery frames of their throw. Like so. Because the thing about delay tech as well is that a lot of people, when they do the delay tech and the throw whiffs, their first reaction is to not mash it out and try to do it again, because they know there is a big recovery gap between the first throw recovering and the second throw coming out. So what they'll do typically is block. And even if they don't block, you can still throw them anyway. Because like I said, there is a big gap. So you can just do that and set up the situation all over again. You can put them back into that guessing game. Or, like I showed you before, you can go for the big punishes. There we go. So that's basically the delay tech and how to beat delay tech. Obviously, there's plenty of other things you can do to beat delay tech. things like that. It's really just a playground for you to have fun with. Get into training mode, make your opponent do throws after blocking, set them to guard all, and play around with ways to beat delay tech. And you'll find that those people who are attacking you all the time suddenly will stop doing delay tech, and you know what happens when they stop doing delay tech? You can start throwing them, and that really messes with their head. If a person who is very used to being able to delay tech everything starts getting thrown all the time, oh my god, they do not know what to do with themselves. And that's what it's really all about, isn't it? So there you go, guys. If you have questions, if you have comments, if you have things that you wish to know about how to delay tech, how to shimmy, things like that, obviously, depending on the character that you play, if you don't play Juri, your walk speed will be different, so your shimmying time will be different. Some characters have a lot of trouble shimmying if they have very slow walk speeds. Bison can't really shimmy, G can't really shimmy, things like that. But most characters can. It's just a timing thing, learning how to do it. Juri, fortunately, has quite a good walk speed. It's not the best in the game, but it's quite decent, so her shimmy game is quite strong. So if you watch any of my videos, you'll note that I shimmy a lot, because it's a very rewarding tool once you get into the high levels of play. But at low levels of play, man, delay tech is going to be your best friend, and by all means, don't be afraid to delay tech. Delay tech until your opponent proves to you that you shouldn't. Like so many things in this game. Just because it might be a bad idea, like people might poo-poo it, they might say, oh, you delay tech, don't you know it's a scrub technique? No! Fucking do it until your opponent tells you not to do it. Until they show you they have the skills to punish you for it. So that's it, guys. Enjoy, go forth, practice, learn, spread the good Juri word. And I'll see all of you very soon.